Here we have the solar and battery powered PTZ wireless camera. First, let's have a quick look at the user manual. Pause and read sections if you'd like to know more. My favourite feature is having the LED lights that come on once the sensor is activated, and having infrared lights for nighttime. On the app you can easily toggle between the two. The camera has 2 infrared lights and 4 LED lights. This camera has a lithium battery. If less than 10 wake ups a day, a full battery can last over 100 days. Charge the camera for 8 hours before installing. Now let's see what's inside the box. We've got our solar panel that will connect to the top of the camera. It's got a micro USB end which plugs straight into the back of the camera. It's about 1/2 inch thick and the same size as my hand. Now we'll have a look and see what's inside the bag. We've got a USB to micro USB charging cable to charge the camera up with the built-in battery, a Phillips or crosshead screwdriver, 4 plugs and 4 screws to mount the camera to the wall. We have a tilting bracket to connect our solar panel to our camera. And here we have the PTZ camera itself. It feels like it's made well. It's got quite a bit of weight to it. The built-in battery can be charged from a cable or the solar panel. I'll first move the camera around by hand to show you the pan and tilt that the camera is capable of, all the movement and rotation we can achieve with this camera, which we'll be able to do remotely by our app. If you remove this rubber cover, you can see the reset button and a slot to put the micro SD card. Here you can see the on and off switch and a micro USB port, which we'll use to charge up the battery, whether this is coming from mains power or from the solar panel. In the box we're also given a micro USB extension cable which extends the power cable for another 3 meters. Here's the bracket that comes for the camera. The bracket does pull apart, allowing you to screw one half onto the wall and then sliding the camera on with the second half and clicking into place, and then you're able to screw up a screw on the side to lock it into place. Now we'll set up the camera. We're going to download the U-Box app. You can scan the QR code in the user manual, take you to the U-Box app, and you can install that onto your iPhone or your Android. First we'll click on register and we'll enter in an email address and a password. You'll be sent an email for you to verify as shown on the right, and we'll go back to the app and log in using your email address and the password. Now add a device, then set up Wi-Fi device. Now we'll turn on the camera and make sure the blue light is blinking. Then click yes.
Enter the camera name and address.
Here you have the option just to choose front door, back door, whatever, it doesn't matter, and then my home. Then go next. Here you're looking to connect to your Wi-Fi router. To set up I pick Soundwave configuration for this one.
New information received.
Make sure the volume on your phone is turned up so the sound waves can connect to the camera. Then the screen will appear like this. Click view and you'll be able to see what the camera is showing. Here we'll have a quick check to make sure it's working. Now you're all set up and good to go, ready to mount the bracket to a wall and then attach your camera. But first I'm going to show you the second method of how to set up the camera. Here I hold down the reset button for a few seconds to get it back to pairing mode.
The camera is now ready to begin pairing.
Set up Wi-Fi device as before and yes to the blue light flashing. We'll select our Wi-Fi router and click on the password and then click on QR code configuration. Here you'll turn the QR code to face the camera.
Maintain a distance of about New information received. Camera installed successfully.
Now we've paired the camera to our Wi-Fi router correctly. That was me showing you the 2 different options you have on when you're setting up. Now we'll test to make sure it's working. Now we'll connect the bracket to the camera. Screw in the small crosshead screw. Now screw in the bracket for the solar panel. Grab the solar panel and twist onto the bracket. It will twist and lock. Here you can see all the different angles that we can adjust the solar panel. The solar charging time is 20 hours from 0 to full under sufficient sunlight and has a waterproof rating IP65. Pop this little rubber cover and we're able to plug in the micro USB cable from the solar panel to the camera itself. So the solar panel will charge up the battery from sunlight. This will depend on how much sunlight you get, but you can also plug in the mains power instead of using the solar panel if needed. Here you can pan and tilt the camera from the app using the left, right, up and down arrows below the image. As the camera pans and tilts, it's dead silent. You can't hear any of the rotation or any of the movement whilst moving this camera. Now we'll have a look at mounting the bracket onto the wall. I use a small drill bit to mark onto the wall as the holes on the bracket are very small. Here I use a 5.5mm drill bit to drill the holes for the plug to fit into. I would use these same plugs for brick or for plasterboard walls itself. Now let's have a look on the U-Box app. From here we have control of the volume, the microphone, take a photo, video record, and we can also pan and tilt the camera from the app. You can do this remotely from anywhere. Your camera is connected to your router and you can connect to this through another Wi-Fi or your 4G mobile data. So when you mount this bracket to the wall, you have lots of flexibility on how you can move the camera up, down, left, right. And we have the option to use the solar panel, which will charge up the battery from the sun, or we can plug in mains power. We can also pinch on the image to zoom in or out. This camera has infrared lights to be able to see at night, and LED lights you can set to go off to brighten up an area. The rotation on the camera is smooth and quiet. You can't hear any of the movement of the camera. Instead of using the solar panel, we'll plug in the mains power from inside the house, and we'll also have a look at adding another person to the camera so you can have more users connected to the same camera. This is how you'll add more people in the family to the same camera. On the second, third or fourth person's phone, download the same U-Box app and follow through the same install process. Here you're adding in your email address, which will be sent an email to confirm, and enter in a password that you'd like. Then you can simply log in and you'll be at the home screen page. At this part I'll go back to my email account and just confirm the email and click on the blue "This link" to confirm. Now on the first phone that's already set up, press the little settings icon and share permissions. Press on share. Here you'll type in the second person's email address who's gone through the setting up process. Put the email address in and press next, then select family or admin or whatever you like there. The second phone will now receive a message. Press accept. This is you sharing the camera information with the second person. Once accepted, this phone will now be able to see the same as the first phone and have full access to the camera. Here's a couple of locations where you can adjust the settings of the camera. Now I'll have a flick through the settings and show you all the different options you have. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more.